Hello there, good people of the world, and welcome to another flight and video and whatnot. Tonight, we're gonna do another leg of the Pacific Edge tour. Really, it seems that at least Amal will be flying with me, and probably Winnie as well. Winnie as well. No, Vinny as well, because he is online, as far as I can see, and Jim probably as well. And I need to change the setting for push to talk back to not push to talk. Let's see. Dude, I don't want push to talk. No, no, no. Blah, 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 blah. I want to not use push to talk. There we go. This is better. Okay. So let's spawn somewhere. We are currently tonight, we're going to take off from Managua International. It seems we have marginal VFR. And I will show you on the map real quick where we are and where we're going to go and all that kind of stuff. It takes forever to load, unfortunately, as usual, because the flight simulator sucks, at least in that regard. So we are here somewhere. I'm not sure if this is still Nicaragua or already Nicaragua. If Vinny was here, he probably could tell me, because he's got a better overview than I have. I think it's still at Nicaragua. So here we are in the city of Managua. And we're going to take off from here and continue to follow the route. We might get as tonight we might get as far as Antonio, rolled in at the city of Apartado, something like that. And Bogota, that's the country. No, that's not the country, is it? No. Unfortunately, on the topo map, it's hard to see what's going on. I need to pick up Google Maps here and take a good look at where we actually are. Hi there, Jim. So let's see. There we are, somewhere. Yeah, it's still Nicaragua, I guess. Nicaragua. Don't forget to push the button if you want to talk, Jim. Nicaragua. No, is it Panama already? No, no. It's Costa Rica. Nah, it's not Costa Rica. It's actually quite difficult. No, it's Costa Rica. No, we're still in Nicaragua. And we're going to fly over to Costa Rica tonight and possibly Panama. Exactly. And then we're going to end up somewhere in Panama tonight. Or maybe even in Colombia. In Colombia? Colombia? What's it? You know what I mean. Panama. Okay. Costa Rica, Panama. Yo, Jimbo. I'll keep that open. You never know. Let's get into the plane. Something isn't right. It's making weird noises again. Make sure that we move all our levers once. That seems to be working. Okay. Okay, Amal. The voice channel. Safaris.
I hear you.
Hey, Jim.
How are you?
Thanks. I am very good. I'm trying to get Amal to join the channel here. Would you mind joining the voice channel? Blah, blah, blah. You don't have to talk, but it might make things easier if you can listen in. So, yeah, I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Doing good, doing good.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week.
In, if I may, so indiscreet, what kind of, what was it that made your week so
Well, I'm just
interesting?
talking about, I mean, not so much personally, but everything happening. It's just crazy, isn't it? I mean,
The Middle
I
East
don't
and
know.
stuff like that?
Just the whole world events, the airplane, everything, just crazy.
Yeah, it was a busy week. Absolutely. It was, it also was quite a little bit disturbing in many ways. So,
Yeah, I mean, it is unfortunate that we live in a world where we can't get along.
well, that's true. I caught myself the other day. Everybody's biased in some way, um, and I caught myself thinking about. There was somebody coming up to me. I was working on my car, cleaning it up, and somebody came along on a bicycle, and he was obviously not from around here. He was Eastern European guy, and I caught myself thinking about what this guy might have done that he is in such a hurry. He came along with his bike and he was panting like he did a marathon. And he said, "Do you have water? Do you have water? I need to drink something." And I said, "Yeah, sure, I do." And after that, because he had his own drink somewhere on the bike, and I thought, what is this? Is not something, because like literally 500 meters away, you have a supermarket. You can go ahead and buy something, and this is not something that I would do. Just go to a person that I don't know and ask him for something to drink, unless it would be really an emergency. That guy didn't have any problems with that. So, and I caught myself thinking that might be somebody who's done something weird, and he's out of breath and stuff like that. But then I thought, Jesus Christ, this guy's a human being. You know, in this world, sometimes we're so biased already. We have so much prejudice that it's not cool, not at all. And
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah,
Sometimes it's difficult to stay human in our little part of the world here.
it is. It's interesting because being a Christian, and then I was in a meeting today because I'm on campus, and I was talking to another person, and I said, and he was Jewish, and I said my favorite verse in the Bible is Micah 6:8, where it says, "Seek justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, if everybody, even if you don't believe in God,
Mm-hmm.
could walk humbly,
Absolutely.
wouldn't that change the world?
It would. So much for the better. But it's difficult. You get told all kinds of things from a very young age, and
Oh,
It's
it's
not
so
easy.
difficult. It's so hard. The world is so messy. And everybody's going through different stuff, and you just can't understand it. And then you find somebody does something like, we had the tragedy that happened in Minnesota. I don't know. I'm sure that's world news. And just, I just was up there in Minneapolis at the beginning in March, not about within 5 miles of where all that happened. It's just crazy.
What did happen? Remind me.
Well, there were two state lawmakers that a guy was dressed up like a policeman and he shot the Speaker of the House
Oh
and
yeah,
her
I got
husband,
that. Hmm.
and then two others were uh, shot but didn't die. And then, they finally caught him, but it's just like, what? And they're saying that he lost his job and then he's a Christian. And I'm thinking, my goodness, this is the last thing that, with your faith perspective, but people, we get under stress and there's mental illness, there's all kinds of things that happen, and good grief, we live in a tough world.
Yes, but it wouldn't have to be like that, because I mean the you're on the I'm sorry to have to say this from an outside perspective. The United States is on the brink of civil war, and this is such a mess. I mean, look at the anger and all that hate that's going on. I mean, it's not the U.S. It's not only the United States, but you guys have a hard time currently.
Well, yeah, it's just very interesting, and it seems like, when you're one on one with people, it's not a problem. It's only
Yeah,
when you get into this group think and you
yeah,
separate into your tribes, and then it's just, oh gosh, nobody understands it. Nobody can tolerate each other when you get into your tribe. It's kind of funny, but you know how people get really behind a sports team and then they think everybody on the other team is an absolute idiot.
yeah,
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense at all. They just get riled up behind your preference, and
yeah.
it's been hard for me this past week just seeing the condition we're in.
That's true. That is difficult.
But now let's have some fun just
Yeah,
flying and enjoying each other's company. Hey, how about it?
absolutely. Hey, Vinny.
Freak Echo Echo Kilo.
And hello, Amal. Welcome on the channel.
So,
So,
Amal, where are you from, or do you
Hello,
just
thank you.
text?
I think he's just listening in.
And that's
I
fine.
am here.
Oh, you're here. Excellent.
All right.
Yeah,
So, where are you from, Amal?
I am from Jamaica.
Oh, nice.
Ah, I
You are the
have.
guy who was flying a helicopter a couple of weeks ago
Yes,
with me, right?
yes, yes.
Oh, that was so cool. That was excellent. Nice of you to
There's
join in.
a student that is here from Jamaica at the University of Iowa named, well, in English or in America, we would say it's Jan, but he goes by John, John Burns, and he's been just such a joy to be around.
Um, Amal, are you ace driver in game?
Yes.
Okay. Would you mind joining us on the runway here? Which runway is it? Let me take a look at the map. I'm kind of lost as usual. Where are we? Runway. It's runway 10.
Mm-hmm.
So currently we're still in Nicaragua, right? I took a look at the map. Let me take another look here.
What server? West Europe?
Yes, as usual. I made them. I was still on Southeast Asia. I had to change
Yeah, I
as well.
was too. I noticed you told him to move, but you didn't tell me. So I was wondering.
Yeah. So we're San Jose. Let's see. We're still in Nicaragua. Managua. Okay, La Cucaracha? No. Lago Coquibolca. And then we're going to fly to Costa Rica and Panama. We might even make what is it? What's it called in English? Colombia?
Mm-hmm. Nailed it.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
No, the thing is, I was thinking about the city Columbia. I thought that you should. It's not. There's no way in hell it's going to be pronounced in the same way, but obviously it is. Dude, okay. Are we ready to go? Ace Driver, you there? Mom?
Yep.
Yes, you are. Okay, so let's go. Vinny, would you mind taking the lead? As usual, you have the better computer.
Happy to.
Excellent.
And you are the better flyer
Who?
than me.
Vinny? I'm a better flyer than Vinny.
Oh, okay. Well, but you said you had a better computer, but I have a really good computer too. But I am not.
I'm talking about the navigation system because he's using the native 2024 version, which can load up the flight plans properly. But I cannot do this in my Kodiak because it's going to crash or not load at all, whatever.
Really? Because I have no problem with it.
This is a 2020 plane. If I wanted to load a flight plan in the electronic flight book, it will not load properly.
Really? Because I'm loading a 2020 flight, your flight plan that I downloaded. I loaded it in there, and
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
I got it on my, yeah. And the other thing is, if you get that Sky 4
Wait a minute. I'm going to try
Sim
that.
app, and then download it into that, then you can see it. And it can either be on your toolbar, or you can have it play from your
I
flight bag.
cannot believe that they would have fixed that. It's very unlikely. But I will try. It might end badly, but I will try.
Yes, get on Sky for Sim. That guy's very responsive too if you need anything from him.
Where is my flight plan? For crying out loud.
My excitement today is Pimax Crystal Pimax just came out with a new Pimax Play software and new firmware, so we'll see how that works.
Did you install it?
Of course, I installed it.
Of course. What kind of question is that?
I'm an engineer. I like to denigrate those who don't do updates properly.
I know exactly how you feel. Obviously something is wrong here. My computer is just a piece of crap. Oh, okay, Vinny, you just go ahead and start, please.
Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You're gone.
Rolling.
Where the heck are you?
There he is.
Everybody's gone.
They'll be back.
Oh, yes, there you are.
You know how those nameplates work.
Not at all. Properly, at least. Oh, Jim, what the heck are you doing? That was close, dude. Oh, you know, that was you were rolling on two wheels there.
Yeah, well, you know how it is. Need for Speed is the model in the United States.
Sweet mother of God. Oh no, that's the wrong direction, for crying out loud. I don't want to sink. Yeah. There's the flaps. It's pretty hazy. I have live weather, and it says marginal VFR. I think it's good. It is VFR, but it's not really pretty right now. Can't see a thing. I'm going to switch the weather. We're doing a sightseeing tour here, as usual. I'll go to, let's see, what do we have? A few clouds. So how are you doing, Amal? How's life been
well.
treating you?
Good so far. Good so far. Can't complain.
That's good.
So is that your birth year, 1974?
Yes.
Okay. I'm the
I
youngest
put
again.
mine in there, but I'm too old.
I'm always the youngest. Unless we're flying with the bush diver guys, then we have sometimes I have the good fortune that somebody's younger than me, but I for crying out loud, I'm 47 years old and I'm always the youngest here. This is a sport for old guys. There is... Do you have floats today? Yes, you do. Well,
Do
of
I?
course you do.
Who?
Vinny. He always has floats.
Not on mine.
Yeah. The reason might actually be... I'm going to try something here. You can just go ahead and fly along. Because I changed the graphing setting from... let's see, air traffic from ultra to high. That might make the difference, actually. Let's see. Goes in again.
At our 3 o'clock, about 5 kilometres away, we have the delightful Magic Park. Now, this isn't just any park. Oh no, this is a theme park that opened its gates in 1998.
Nope.
And it's been a source of
Does
joy
not
for
make a
families
difference.
and
You still
Imagine
have the
a place
floats.
where laughter echoes and the smell of cotton candy fills the air. It's a spot where kids can unleash their inner adventurers and adults can relive their childhoods. Talk about a win-win. Now, while we're soaring above, keep an eye out for the roller coasters and the merry-go-rounds. They look like little toys from up here. And let me tell you, this place is a favourite for locals and tourists alike, especially on weekends when the whole family comes out to play. So, if you ever find yourself in Nicaragua, don't forget
I
to
was
swing by
able
and
to
enjoy the magic.
load my flight plan in, but I forgot to change my direct to the right place when I got loaded up the thing. So it was changing me back to go to straight to the starting area in Alaska.
Oh, okay. It's quite a long way to catch up.
Yeah, and it's definitely in the wrong direction. So I gotta try to get on autopilot and straighten that out.
Mm-hmm. We do have quite a bit of crosswind here, don't we? Not that bad, actually. On the left-hand side might be a crater of some sort. It looks like either a volcano crater, but it's pretty low for that. or it's an impact crater. I'm not sure if I mentioned this at one point, but what I really would like to have as well, not only the distance. If I'm looking at the labels, the name tags from the other pilots, I would like to have an indication how fast the plane goes. That might be helpful in group flights.
I was always thinking that.
Yeah, because I mean, the distance is nice and the altitude is nice, but there's this third component which really would make things a lot easier. We might get it eventually at some point.
Or maybe somebody might make an app.
That might work as well.
Add-on or something.
Yeah, some nice add-on. Are you flying I didn't pay attention to what kind of plane you're flying, Amal, today.
C208.
Okay. No helicopter.
No. I just decided to fly a regular plane today, and I'm not so good at flying planes because I love helicopters, so I just decided to try it today.
Okay. I don't see you. I hope you got off in the air. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I'm right behind.
Oh, I can see you. Oh, you're doing well.
Right.
And you do not have floats. You've got the regular version. That's nice.
Yeah.
Vinny. Something we have a very weird relationship, you and me, when it comes to planes. Everybody else looks right. You don't. You're making this stuff. I don't know. Something is off here. You're probably using the float plane and complaining about. And you're telling me you're not.
It doesn't have floats on my screen. Would you like me to show you?
No, I believe you. If you're, or on the other hand, if you say that you're going to show me, then you automatically think that I'm going to say no, let it be, because I believe you. And
so now you do want me to show you.
Yes, desperately. Do you have a stream somewhere? No, I believe you.
Coming up.
On Discord? Let's see.
It's up.
Okay. View the stream.
Hold on, I'm going outside so you can see
I
my
cannot
airplane.
see the gear or floats here. I cannot even see. There are I can see the floats right there.
At our 1 o'clock, about 3 kilometres away, we have the city park.
It's got.
Now, let me tell you, this park
These
is a
are
gem in
balloon
that time.
floats.
Established in the early 2000s, it's a lovely spot where families gather to enjoy the outdoors. Picture
Yeah,
this: lush
I
greenery,
believe
vibrant flowers, and the
you're
sound
right,
of children laughing as they
unfortunately.
play. It's a place where locals come to relax, have picnics, and enjoy.
Tell
the
me
fresh
what to
air.
try, and I'll
If you're
try
lucky,
it.
you might
No,
even catch a glimpse
there's
of
nothing
some
you can
local
do.
artists
It's
showcasing
probably
their
me.
crafts. So, as we fly over, just imagine all the fun.
You know
and
what
joy
I'm
happens
missing?
close.
I would like to have a button where I can just shut up Murphy for a second, because if I'm talking, I don't want him to talk, or if somebody else. But I don't know if there is anything like that.
Of course there is. If you bring up your Windows mixer, the program that his voice is coming from can be muted.
Well, that is well, I wouldn't need that on a shortcut.
That one I'll have to think about.
No.
But seriously, I mean, if you right-click the speaker on the taskbar
sure.
and scroll down, click the mixer and scroll down, you'll find the Say Intentions app there, and there's a volume slider and a speaker next to it. You click the speaker, it'll mute it.
I know, but the problem is that's so much hassle. I don't want to do that. I just want to have a hotkey where I can mute him, and once we're done talking, I want to unmute him. Not click mouse
So
here
here's
somewhere.
what you would have to do. Once you've muted them, you hit the little line in the upper right corner, and that'll put them minimized in the taskbar. And then all you have to do is hit the Windows key, click on the Say Intentions application in the mixer, and it'll unmute them.
This is all too complicated.
Not a lot of work.
It's
too complicated.
Much too complicated.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean.
You want to say, "Shut up, Murphy," and have him shut up is what you
Something
want.
like that would be preferable.
That would be good, right?
Yes, absolutely.
There must be a way to do that.
Maybe there is. Let's try. Oh, hello there, pilot boy. Are you with us? Somewhere? I can't
Hello,
see.
hi.
How do
First
you
time
do?
here.
First time, okay.
Oh, first timer, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm not yet on the sim. I'm not sure. I wanted to join you. Did you take off at 8?
Yes,
I mean,
we did take off
0:00.
already,
Yeah.
yes. But it should not be a problem for you to join us. I think there's an option to spawn right on top of us. Some kind of... or we can just go to an airfield and pick you up. That might be the easiest way, actually. So once you're ready, just say something. And how about Vinny? The next possible airport would be Omtepe, the Mike November Lima Papa. That's one got a nice volcano as well. It's on the little island to the left.
Okay, I'll jot that down. In my scratch pad.
Excellent. You okay with that, Vinny?
Why wouldn't I be?
Well, you could say I don't like to change the route, and I just don't feel like doing all this work, and it's tedious, and I just want to fly in a straight line. So,
Matt, this is your party.
I know.
You call the tune.
I do. So we're gonna meet you at the airport.
Yeah, don't go out of your way. I mean, how can I see you guys on the tablet? Will I be able to see?
On the tab, are you on Xbox?
No, I'm on PC. I'm just looking at you have your TFB.
You should choose the multiplayer server West Europe, and then you just go ahead and spawn on the airport at Mike November Lima Papa. And then you should be able to... there is an option... I don't know if you have labels turned on. What it's called?
Yeah.
I'm never ever going to be able to remember that. Vinny.
Yes, Matt.
Or for let me go to Jim for this one. I'm always shouting at you, Jim. What is it called? The name tags. The labels, they have a nameplates, exactly. So, did you turn on the nameplates?
That's what it is. It's nameplates.
Thank you, Jim. An hour later.
I was trying to activate your Twitch, and then all of a sudden my VR started moving around because I didn't activate it correctly, and it was making me dizzy.
Okay. I hope you're not going... you're dizzy, but you're not... you're not. It's not bad, really. You don't have to throw up, I hope.
No, I don't have to throw up.
Okay. So, hey, that looks like a nice volcano up there. Awesome. There are two of them, actually. Omtepe. I can still see your stream, Vinny. You're doing interesting things. There's a push button. Is that the heading bug? Yes, it seems. It
Yeah,
is.
but the problem is when I turn the AP on, it does not follow the heading, so I'm going to have to hand land this, and I have no idea where the runway is.
You just go ahead and follow me. I will find it eventually.
Well, that doesn't sound like a good plan.
Oh, dude.
Well, I imagine he managed to do something to totally crash the sim.
Oh, I'm too fast here. I'm flying 180 knots. That's not good. Let's see. There is the runway. I can see it. Runway in sight, Vinny. It's all good.
All right, I'm going to circle and follow you in then.
I'm right behind you.
Excellent.
I'm on a. What is the phonetics for that airplane? I mean, for that airport?
You mean the
November,
code?
Lima,
Yeah.
Papa.
What was it again?
Mike, November, Lima, Papa, I believe.
Okay,
That's correct.
thank you.
Look at that volcano. That's actually awesome. I want to fly up there. I think we're going to do that once we've picked up Mr. Pilot Boy. We're going to deviate from our
sounds like a
course
plan.
and make a little volcano sightseeing. And I will try to land on it. I'm going to do a touch and go here, just for the heck of it. I cannot see you yet, Pilot Boy. Do you have a, is there Pilot Boy sounds a little not so cool if I'm speaking it. Do you have a name that's a little bit more appropriate?
I'm here. No, I was just to meet you for a bit.
Do you know how to set your server so that you're on the right server?
Yeah, did you say, what did you say? West Europe?
West Europe.
That's it.
Okay. I'm loading in, so I'll be here a few minutes.
Okay. A few minutes.
Sorry.
We'll be there.
Oh dear. Yep, I'm gonna land.
Yeah, probably 5 minutes. But I really appreciate it. How long was your diversion? Extra fuel?
No problem. Fuel is pretty cheap these days, really.
It was
Nice.
not a problem.
Yeah, I think doing these things makes the whole flight even more interesting.
Exactly.
Couldn't agree more.
Thanks.
There is a tree in the way on short final. Would you believe that?
They love doing that in the sim.
Mm-hmm.
Just the single tree.
Yep. Okay.
Can I see you on the world map? Because
Yeah, you
I think it's a
should.
bit bugged. Like when I try looking for, I know there's a group flight going on, and then they just never appear. But they are. But I see them in the actual sim. in the flight.
Yeah, sometimes I can see people on the world map. Sometimes I cannot. Jim, did
Yeah.
you cheat?
No, my sim crashed, so I
Oh,
decided to just
I
meet
see.
you at the airport.
Absolutely.
Since you're going to take the tour of the volcano anyway, then I won't miss it.
Nope. You won't.
My
I'm,
FPS
as you saw, I'm a little
FPS.
reckless in my flying. I didn't crash, but the sim crashed, at least this time.
What did you want to say, Ma?
My FPS just went right down for some strange reason.
Okay. Well, the airport
Uh,
is pretty complicated here. Lots, lots of scenery, like a fuel station, and one little guy holding up some. What are these things called that the stewards
batons?
hold up?
Yeah, my frame's also tank when I go into some airports, and I think it's like a sim issue. Maybe
Yes.
sim update 3 will deal with it. I hope every sim update, but it just doesn't happen.
No, these guys, they're always they're
I
fixed.
deserve to be run over.
Yeah.
Oh, the car just went across the runway.
Nice landing, Amal.
with no FPS. My FPS
Well,
is 4.
considering I mean, you're a helicopter guy, but you did get it down, so now you're rolling on two.
Yeah, because I
you
wouldn't
ended up
stop.
in the trees, I think.
Yeah, it wouldn't stop.
Okay. So, pilot boy,
Yeah.
are you? How long does it take you to load up the sim? I'm just thinking about if we just fly around the volcano and come back and pick you up, because otherwise we're just sitting around here.
Sorry. Yeah. So I just clicked to go. It shouldn't take long, especially if it's not. Maybe now just another minute, and then I'll
Okay,
I'll be with
excellent.
you.
That's all right.
Thanks. It's a great opportunity to get and see this different parts of the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I could see you now. From overhead, defrag.
Yeah, that's me.
Ace driver. Yeah.
That's
Nice.
very good.
It looks like the satellite imagery is patchy from above.
Mm.
You just got some auto gen
Yeah, there's.
in some patches, probably under the clouds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes a while to load until it has streamed all the textures. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I hope I managed to get in, because sometimes when I do this and a group flight, then it just crashes. It hangs for forever.
We'll see. Let's meet up at runway 09er. And we're going to wait here.
Okay.
Let's see what's going to happen.
All right. Here I am.
Yeah. Your nickname is Mike?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Excellent.
I'm next to someone in a caravan.
Mm-hmm. I think everybody's in a caravan
runway.
today, except me.
I'm in the Diamond Twin Star.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in your Kodiak.
You are? Okay. Didn't see that.
Yeah, but I forgot to program the forgot to program. I'm still opening my door every time I talk.
Okay, Ace Driver's on top of me now.
Yeah.
I'm on the opposite edge.
Yeah, you can just go ahead and come to 09er, and we're going to start from there.
Okay.
I should probably click my fire extinguisher to get my co-pilot back. There he is. This is so,
I was just thinking about that.
So weird.
I'm feeling healthy today. I don't need a co-pilot.
I don't even want a body for myself because it's just blocking my view.
I was driving across the airport.
So we're having a meetup at the threshold.
Mm-hmm. Ace, are you in a buggy here? No. You're doing all kinds of interesting things with your plane.
Yeah,
Amal.
it's misbehaving. I don't know what's happening with my controls.
Misbehaving.
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay, we'll wait for Jim and Amal to join.
Please go ahead. You know how I go. I can go on two wheels to catch up with you.
You're floating, like, I don't know, 10 feet above the ground?
Is he in a helicopter?
For me
It's
also.
bouncing. I'm bouncing.
Yeah, you're in a helicopter Kodiak today.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, but...
Oh, I see floats on Ace Driver.
Really?
Figures.
That's weird. Vinny has no floats.
Okay.
When I
You
have no floats.
Somebody else.
Mike has a dual engine DA, whatever it is, and
Yeah.
Ace Driver has a floats plane.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my nameplate is Pilot Boy.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna spool up. Let's go. Everybody ready?
Take us to the lava, Captain.
I will. Let's go. Oh, I should release my parking brake. That might be a good idea. Oh, man.
You do have a parking brake problem, don't you?
Yes, I do. It's turned on when I don't need it, and it's turned off when I need it.
Exactly.
It was funny, though, watching my plane roll down the mountain.
I enjoyed it.
I'm sure you did.
My wife was laughing her ass off.
I heard her.
That's quite a volcano.
It is.
Is half of your volcano blurry a bit on top?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Is half of your volcano blurry?
Yes,
like the top half?
sort of. But once
Blood.
you get closer, it gets better.
Yeah, I wish they would fix that issue as well.
I don't know. This is
The LOD.
Yeah, it gets better once you get closer. But still, yeah. The thing is that if you, at least for me, if I set the LOD, the terrain LOD, if I set it too high, then it's not going to be pretty FPS wise. So
No.
let's see if we can land up there. At least
I don't know why I'm struggling to climb. Like, it's quite rubbish.
The Kodiak is exceptionally is an exceptional climber, whatever, you know what I mean. So you don't feel bad if you can't keep up. The Kodiak is a freak show.
And the Caravan is similar.
Yeah, they're both very similar in many ways.
Good climbers.
Mhm.
Yeah, it seems there is a little crater here. That might actually be difficult to land here. At least not inside the crater. Somewhere on the rim might be possible.
You could probably land, but probably only once.
Landing is always possible. Yeah, but I'm gonna try on the rim here on the one side. This might actually work. You can do all kinds of stupid stuff with a Kodiak. Let's see.
If I'm in your way, just tell me where to go.
You can follow and watch me crash if you want to. You're not in the way. Let's go as slowly as possible. No, we're already too fast here.
So Vinny, you get a picture of that to post of him trying to do that. And I'm going to go look at the other volcano.
That was too rough. That was like a 50% slope. Dude.
Got it done though, didn't you?
Yeah, but in reality the plane would be a heap of trash now. That must have been like, I don't know, 2,000 feet per minute touchdown, something like that.
Well done.
Let's take off again. Well, I put it on the ground, so.
Stop.
Yeah, I know. Stop moaning. Okay, let's go ahead and fly over the other volcano here, bearing 120 degrees, and after that pick up the regular route. Menus back there. Activate the autopilot.
A couple of boats down here by the other volcano. Well, there's boats everywhere.
Okay. Leisure boats.
Yeah, it looks like pretty much.
It looks nice down there. It's probably a great area to do some sailing or floating around in your yacht. Murphy, the volcanoes that we're flying over right now, are they still active?
The volcanoes we're flying over, yeah. you
Murphy,
say?
shut
Well,
up.
let me tell you, they are indeed still active. The most famous among them is the Concepcion volcano on
Nope, doesn't
Ometepe
work.
Island, which last erupted in
Oh
2010.
well, worth
It's
a
a sight
shot.
to behold,
Absolutely.
and the locals have a love-hate relationship with it. They adore
No
the fertile
offense,
soil
but it
it
probably
provides, but
doesn't
keep a
work
wary
on the
eye
real
on its
website
fiery
either.
temperament. So keep your eyes peeled, and who knows, you might just see some steam rising. I hear you loud and clear. Just trying to keep the spirits high up here. But I'll keep it brief, no worries.
Nice volcano. I'm not sure about all these trees. That's actually what it looks like in real life. Probably not, but...
Seems unlikely.
Mm-hmm. But turning them off would be worse, I guess, for immersion. So we'll live it with this little inconsistency. Yep, there is a crater as well. And the crater is actually a little crater lake in here. That looks nice.
Very cool.
I'm not gonna land here. This is no challenge really. There's so much open space. Oh, you can actually see the lake on the map. That's pretty. Okay, let me see. What was the next waypoint on the map? That was Daniel Oduber. I'm gonna put it into my nav here. Mike Romeo Lima Bravo. Mike Romeo. Please come on. Lima Bravo. Let's go. And I think we're going to lower the altitude a little bit to fly below the I don't know. You guys have... Do you have real weather on?
I do, and I don't see a cloud hardly in the sky.
Okay. And let me switch back to real weather.
I had it on and it was loads of cumulus, maybe even cumulonimbus around. Falls. I'm a tank. My frames were tanking, so
Yeah, I do
took it
have
off.
quite a lot of clouds as well, Jim. Not that bad, but visible. Let's go to like 3,000 feet so we can stay below the clouds. So, Pilot Boy, we have, I don't know if you have, if you've followed along the tour that we did so far, But
No,
we
I
came
haven't.
we came from Alaska all the way down here to Mexico, and this tour is going to end on the Falklands. And
That's amazing.
we're essentially doing this every week. It's probably going to take a couple of weeks more until we finish, but you're welcome to join in anytime you want to.
Thank you.
The more the
It's a
merrier.
really good idea. Yeah. I just don't get so much time, but it's pretty good timing for me
Mm-hmm.
in the UK.
Yeah, that's only it's 1 hour behind. No, 2 hours. No, 1 hour. No, 2 hours. You're on UTC, right?
Yeah, so it's +1. In the winter, it's UTC.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
it's. Oh, you have summertime as well in the UK.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, it's crazy. Like
I
when it
didn't know
gets
that.
dark.
well then we're still. I'm just 1 hour ahead of you.
Okay, so in Europe,
I'm in Germany.
Germany. I thought you sound American. I just thought you were there.
Oh, dude. I must be doing something right. No, I'm not American. I'm German. But I'm trying hard to not sound German, because Germans are the worst people in the world.
Oh. Yeah,
And I'm not fishing for compliments here. Not at all.
You got very good English.
Thank you.
He gets that a lot.
Yeah.
There are people who are worse than me, but there are also people quite a lot who are better than me. So I'm somewhere in the middle, and I can order a beer, and that's good enough.
More than most. More than me.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. But you could, do you still have on your soundboard, what I really would like to hear again is the sound bit with "I hate Microsoft so much" or something like that. I'm not sure what I
I
said.
think I can find that one.
Did you save it somewhere on your hard drive?
Of course.
I'm pretty terrible at formation flags.
That's not really a big deal as long as you can see me, and that's all right. Oh, Mike! Oh, come on! You are the closest of everybody here. I think you're good enough, really. But I'm not so sure about your plane. Is that the TDI version? There's. Oh, which one was the plane that had a diesel engine available as an option?
Yeah.
Was it that one?
Yeah. That's yeah.
Because TDI is diesel, right?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it should have lots of torque and good mileage.
I know, but I don't know why it struggled, but it said the throttles were 100%. I'm okay now.
Okay.
And it wasn't even high altitude. We took off from about 300 feet sea level.
Looking to the left, I don't know if you guys see this, but there are walls of rain coming down. I hate Microsoft, really. Thank you. That took a while. But I mean, I adore you for the fact that you actually saved this stuff on the hard drive.
It was worth waiting for, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I love to hear my voice, dude. On the left-hand side, we have lots of rain. The only thing that we're missing here is a rainbow. And I usually get rainbows when it's raining, but not today. Jim?
Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, I'm down to 5 frames per second. It's kind of bizarre. I'm not sure what's going on.
I, I, has there ever been a flight that we were doing together where you did not have any technical issue? May it be frames per second, or your computer crashes, or you have weird drivers. Something is happening every single time.
I, I like to push the envelope of technology, so
Okay.
I'm trying to see what things can do.
Yeah, obviously.
That's weird. Now it's going in the wrong direction on autopilot, and maybe it'll straighten out when I get to the course.
We sometimes I think we're a little bit like the Muppets. You know the Muppet Show, right?
Oh, of course, Jim Henson.
Yeah, and there some of us guys are the completely chaotic, like the animal, or the two old guys on the balcony. Maybe
Right.
Vinny and I are Waldorf and Stedler, and and
The
then
curmudgeons.
and I don't know. It's funny. Hey, Mike, you're doing quite well there.
Thanks.
You're getting
Kind of.
all the fumes right, because I have on both sides I have an exhaust pipe.
Yeah,
If you don't
I
mind.
can see it. It's okay. Hopefully my filters are all right. I've got wake turbulence on, but it's not. It's only very slight. I don't know. Even
Does
if
it
there's
work?
anything. I saw videos like that, people saying that it does a bit.
Okay. I never.
That very well may be why your frames go to nothing. I've
Exactly.
heard that wake turbulences can really smack your. I got to go out and check that to see what it is. But now my frames are back up where they're supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah, I also had that before, like in a certain area, like 5 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
when I think there was some sort of radiation coming off of that volcano or something. There's some weird stuff going on.
That's
Plasma.
what it was.
Well, I got to talk to this
Yeah.
physicist at the university about the plasma effects of that volcano in this vicinity.
Exactly.
I wonder if it was used for human sacrifice or something.
Most probably. There was blood all over the place. I saw that. And
Yeah, we
goats.
landed there.
And goats.
Were there goats?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen? There's a documentary. It's called "I Survived" on YouTube. A helicopter crashed in the crater of a mountain in Hawaii, and they survived it. They were choking away, I think, 2 people. I forget how long they were there for, but I think like more than 2 days.
Okay.
Wow.
And
I just saw an article that somebody was hiking near a volcano in Hawaii just a couple of days ago, and trying to get a better look, and he fell, and he got hung up in a tree. Otherwise, he would have fell into the lava.
He's
And they were able to rescue him.
He's lucky,
Wow.
isn't he? He was lucky.
He was very lucky.
He would have been toast.
It's like in one of those comics one of those cartoons where somebody falls off a cliff.
Like Roadrunner.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Meep, meep. Before this year, I spent most of the last 20 years on the big island of Hawaii, where the volcano is.
What were you doing there?
Living.
What kind of a job did you have that allowed you to be in Hawaii?
Oh, I'm an old man. Haven't you been paying attention? I was retired.
You were retired and living in Hawaii? Wow, that's
Yes,
pretty
sir.
sweet.
I was also in IT for 40 years.
So
I
where do
didn't
you live
think
now? Can you
they
be?
had
Can you be?
IT 40 years ago.
He was
So you
also
remember?
paid
So
very
you would have
well.
remembered the 300 baud modems and CompuServe and all that stuff and CPM programming and
hmm Acoustic couplers and 300 baud. I remember it well.
yeah. Do you remember the Osborne computer?
Of course.
And off we go.
So
hmm
Let's go, Jim.
yeah. So Rockwell made the modem chip that was the 2800 baud modem chip that was really popular, and that Rockwell International. That's what Collins was a spinoff from Rockwell International. So in my retirement account, I had stock in that, and they spun it off, and it was called Connexent, and it went from and it was right before Y2K, and it went from like $2 a share to about over 100, and so I think my portion in it went up to being worth over, from being $2,000 to, I don't know, is up over 200 or, $300,000. And this is in like 1999 and then I wasn't smart enough to sell it, of course. And by the end of the year 2000, it came back down less than what it was what it originally was at $2,000.
You shouldn't be thinking about this. Not at all. Just get it off your
Oh,
mind, because this is gruesome.
That just
yeah,
makes
but
you a typical
you're
investor.
used to that. I mean, that's life, and that's how it goes.
Hmm.
Right.
Though I did win the lottery one time.
You
Uh,
Oh,
did.
concerning not lottery, the luck of investment.
Okay.
So our company uh, in 2001 spun off from Rockwell International and became Collins Avionics. Okay, so our retirement account, they said, well, you got to do something with it because, it's you can either move it to Fidelity or you can move it to some place. Your retirement funds, you move all that out, and but so we didn't know what to do. So this other guy we're talking about, and I finally says, well, I'm sending mine to. I guess I'm just going to move it to Fidelity, and so they had to cash it all out. This is in the summer, August of 2001. And then, of course, 9/11 happens, and they shut down the stock market for a week. And I had not heard what happened to my accounts and everything. And if right after 9/11, the stock market crashed to, I don't know how, it was way, way down.
Hmm.
But anyway, so I got the information, and everything cashed out on September 10th, the day before 9/11. And the other guy that was decided to do the same thing, his did not cash out until the stock market opened the week after 9/11. So he lost
Oh, that's
probably
mean.
over half his savings.
Hmm. That's
Of
really
course,
bad luck.
that would have been bad luck. He still gives me a hard time about that.
Hmm. I would too if I were in his seat.
And I was wondering, am I going to get, of course I had no control over when it cashed out or anything, but, was the FBI going to come and talk to me? Why did you cash out of everything on September 10th?
Well, that's how it goes sometimes.
So I'm interested in hearing everybody that is born in different years. What is your earliest significant historical memory.
Historical?
Right.
Like on the news kind of thing?
Yeah, like on the news. So, Vinny,
Like-
do you remember the Bay of Pigs if you've been retired for a long time?
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that on TV. I know what it is and all, but I think JFK was probably my first memory of, like noticing something going on the TV. And
Yeah, that was my first. I was in kindergarten. I was, just turning about 6 years old, and I was staying all night at a friend's house on a Friday night, and that was all that was on the news, and we were upset because we couldn't watch cartoons. So Amal, born in 1974, what was your earliest historical memory?
I don't remember. I can't remember stuff like that.
How about you, Matt?
Chernobyl.
Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, that was quite a deal.
Yeah, and it's I remember that I don't remember the news actually. What I do remember is that my parents told me at that time. I mean that the one of the significant things that happened, and I remember my parents telling me that I should not eat stuff from outside like berries, or were my parents were very fond of picking mushrooms from the local woods, and the amount of radiation that was put onto nature in our area was strong enough that we should not be eating anything that came from outside, and that was.
Is that right? Really? They
Mhm.
told you not to eat anything? You were that
Yes.
close?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure how much radiation actually was there, but it was public. It was a public announcement that you should not, for example, eat mushrooms, because for some reason, the mushrooms would store. Or there was some way, in some ways, the mushrooms would keep the radiation longer than maybe other stuff. But we did get radiation from Chernobyl. So, and we were living in the city of Göttingen at that time. It's somewhere in the middle of Germany, pretty much in the middle. And no, I'm sorry. I was in Freiburg. That's in the southwest part of Germany, close to the border of France, and they were able to measure radiation levels above normal in the Black Wood and in the Black Forest down there. So it was significant, and people were cautious after that event. That's what I remember. My first.
At our 12 o'clock, about
Oh,
4
stop
kilometres away,
talking.
we have the Edificio twins. Now, these twin towers are quite the sight to
That's
behold.
very interesting.
Completed
I've
in
only read
2010, they
about
stand
Chernobyl.
tall and proud, serving as a landmark
Seen
in Liberia and
HBO
Costa Rica.
about
They aren't
it.
just pretty
Pretty
faces.
scary.
They house various businesses and offer stunning views
I'm
of the
sorry,
surrounding
can you-
Yeah, I
area.
remember reading about the guys that went down and basically sacrificed their lives to shut off the valves, in scuba suits.
There is a very, very good documentation about the. Are we still talking about the Chernobyl event?
Right.
Right. There is a documentation. I'm not sure what. I think it's called just Chernobyl, and it was published a couple of years ago. It's a little series. I think it was produced by HBO, maybe. And
Yes, that's the one I saw. Like the
exactly.
5 parts there,
and that one was it was heartbreaking, and it was, as far as accuracy goes, I think it was pretty good. It was also, I think it was rated very highly because of its accuracy and the overall atmosphere. And there's one significant detail in the whole series which they did in a really good way. Was, I don't know if you remember that, Pilot Boy, but there was this background noise. I'm not sure how to describe it, but there was some. It sounds a little bit like an alarm or something that would go on all the time and would set the tone, and it would feel very. I don't know how to describe it. It would make
the theme music, like it's not music, but
no, it was a
very
constant
haunting.
background hum, and it almost sounded like a siren or some kind of alarm that was going off, but it was not like that. It was a constant up and down, and I'm not sure how to describe it, but it would make things a lot more scary than if you did not have that kind of background noise. It's
Interesting. Maybe was it the Geiger counter?
No. It was part of the soundtrack, really, but it was not music. It was not music. It was some kind of noise, constant alarming noise, and it would make things feel dangerous and intimidating, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I got that feeling by exactly the same thing you're describing. Just it wasn't the beeping; it was like a hum, like the ominous coming in and out.
And I was doing it all the time, mostly during those events or moments that were dangerous, significant in some ways. So that was.
It's very it's pretty dark. But I think, however scary alert, I think it was even much more in real, even more.
I cannot possibly imagine what these people had to go through. That was.
Did you ever see? Did they in that documentary? Did they show the video of like the schoolrooms and stuff after they just deserted them and all the stuff still sitting there and
No.
just like
No.
it? No. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think I don't know. I think there's something in virtual reality where some people went in and radiation suits and have gone in and filmed because people just picked up and left. And so there's some stuff that's kind of preserved just like it was when it happened.
You mean
what year was that, by the way?
86, I think.
Yeah.
So I was like 8 years old, and I do remember a couple of things about that.
Guys, to restart my sim, can you give me a nearby airport?
Yeah, you go ahead and tell me once you're back, and I'll tell you which airport is closest. You just go ahead and restart, and then tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
You are ready already? Okay. So, the closest airport that might make sense would be Taboga. The code for this is Mike Romeo Tango Golf.
Okay.
Okay.
Which direction? Because I'm closer to it than you guys. Which direction are we going in?
Currently, we're flying a heading of 120 degrees, and the destination currently is the airport of Juan Santa Maria International. It's Mike Romeo Oscar Charlie.
Yeah, but the Taboga Airport, I see it, but which runway are we taking?
Oh no, we're not gonna land. We could land there, of course. That might be actually a fun idea.
I think I'm gonna land there because I'm gonna have to get off.
Okay, so let's go and land over there. Make a touch and go or a quick break. Yeah, the direction would be directly to the south. I would say that looking at the information from Little Nav map, where is my tab here? Weather says that 23 would be preferable, so let's land on 23.
Okay.
Turn right.
I mean, I think there was some points where I just had to, I like watched it at night in bed, and then I just had to turn it off.
Yeah.
Or
I get it. It was quite scary at times and very dark and very, and also very sad.
yeah, because it could
quite
have been
a lot of sad moments.
Could have been prevented. I mean, like, even once it was done, but it took them 3 days to evacuate Pripyat.
Yeah, I mean there were so many stories of people who suffered in different ways. People who died pretty much immediately after the event, and people that died years later.
Yeah.
So anybody near nuclear power plants and keep iodine tablets on hand?
I am not, as far as I know, I'm not near a nuclear power plant. No, we're not keeping any of these, but we probably should, all over Germany. The times they are changing. For decades, this would have been unthinkable. Not anymore.
My notable, going on the question which was asked, is 9/11. I'm not that old.
9/11, yes, I remember it very well.
Yeah, it's funny how you can remember where you were and all the circumstances surrounding these historical events.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was in school. I was 9, and we just watched on TV when I came home, like over and over again. They were just repeating. We knew it was historic.
Well, it's never happened before since Pearl Harbor, so. Yeah, I remember that I was at work, and I was actually early on in my career. I was working in the gaming industry. Can you imagine that? I was an editor and a translator for, and we were testing games. We had a little office in the city of Heidelberg, which was at that time one of the biggest, I would say, U.S. Army spots in Europe. And immediately after 9/11, half the city was closed down because in Heidelberg you had civilian. There was an entire village which was called. It still exists, but Heidelberg is not that important anymore to the U.S. Army, but it was back then, and they had the little Patrick Henry village, which basically was housing a couple of thousand Army guys, and then you had the headquarters. And all these places were locked down hard, really hard. You had all kinds of barriers, and the military police was patrolling all over the city, and it was scary, actually.
Wow.
500.
And
Nobody
we
knew
went
about
off work. We went all home. Some of us met at home and were watching the news reels and all that. So it was a significant day, really. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
No, I was just listening and reminiscing. I mean, going back in time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a weird day, really.
Yeah, working on the university campus, and it's just weird when the freshman students come in and they weren't even born before 9/11. You know, you're getting really old.
That's true. Yeah.
That's about like the people when I was working in. Oh, you don't remember Pearl Harbor?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Wow.
So, take a guess, and maybe I talked to before about this, but my mother talked to my this is his great or great great grandfather, who was born in the mid 1800s and lived till 1956. He lived into his 90s. And my mom asked him, what was the biggest advancement that changed your life in your lifetime? What do you think it was?
Good question. Probably not.
He grew up. He was in a rural farming area in Iowa, so it's so.
Probably not
so
cars. That would be too obvious. Must be. Otherwise, you wouldn't put it up like that. It must be something surprising. So let's think about that. Electricity? I'm not sure.
No, he said it was paved or gravel roads.
Oh, okay.
Because he lived out in a farm, everything was dirt roads, and he said whenever it rained, you just stayed home for 3 or 4 days until things dried out before you could go anywhere.
Okay.
You know, even horse and buggy or anything.
No, well, kind of makes sense. Yeah, paved roads were a big advancement.
So in your lifetime, what do you think was the most significant change, that technological change that, I mean, there's been so many, but.
We might want to say goodbye to Mike. I think you're about to leave.
Okay.
You can stay, of course, but it sounded like you wanted to leave.
Yeah, I've just shut down.
Okay.
I'm gonna get out. It was epic. Yeah. And I enjoyed the conversation. So, just to answer that question, maybe.
I'm coming in for a landing.
Okay.
Oh, hold on to your socks. Let's watch that.
It's looking good.
That wasn't bad at all.
Very nice.
Yeah, great landing.
Absolutely.
Isn't floating at all. Like straight on the, probably on the numbers, wherever they are. Yeah.
You're flying this little jet. What is it called? I don't remember.
Is that a CRJ or is it?
Cirrus jet.
I only tried it once, but it seems to be quite nimble. Nice little jet.
It's got good sound to it. It's got good like sound feedback. Like it really feels like you can hear the engines changing. I like that. On the lower setting.
Vinny, did we lose you along the way?
Kinda. I'll be there in a second.
Okay.
So maybe like technology, like it's like now I'm talking to you just on the phone. There's the amount of and how tiny everything is, and tiny camera, tiny microphone, and just chips.
The miniaturization
maybe
of
MEMS,
technology.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because now they're just building like the new iPhone comes, and like how much better really is it than in the last 10 years? It was.
It's a difficult question.
My frame rate was terrible, so I had to restart. I don't know.
I think that one of the significant advancements lately is this particular simulator where you can explore the real world.
Oh yeah, this is just mind-boggling. I wouldn't even conceptualized it back when I was playing Pong.
Mm-hmm.
About the whole world. Wow.
Yeah.
I remember actually telling like my friends like when I was flying like the early ones, like Flight Sim 2000 or 2002, that I wish that everywhere would have like real ground, because there was such things then, but only for certain areas, and it costed, and it was like 5 times worse resolution than now, and no 3D built, like nowhere near as good. I just wish that the whole world was just even 2D, then it would be that came true in 100 times fold.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
unexpected.
Yeah,
best.
That's true.
All right, I'm gonna head.
No, thank you for joining.
Thank you very much for joining us, Mike.
Exactly.
Okay.
Back again soon.
Yes.
That will be awesome.
God willing, yeah. Okay, so safe travels. So how far do you have to go now? Half an hour?
Yeah, maybe let's take a look at the clock. Yeah, like half an hour, maybe an hour. Depends on how much the guys are. Yeah, I don't. It's not really that much of an issue for me, because I don't need to get up like in 6 a.m, so not a big deal.
Very cool.
Okay, guys, let's get on with the flight, and you take care.
All right,
Mike.
Yeah, I might pop in, but yeah.
I would appreciate that. So take care and have a good night.
Okay, thank you for organizing this. Good night. Nice to meet you guys.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Nice
Mike.
meeting you too, Mike.
back at you. See you on the next one.
See you next time. Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye, good night.
So let's see. Let's go to Mike Papa Delta Alpha. That should be our final destination for today, if you guys are okay with that. Enrique Malek International. Is that Panama? I think so. Yeah. So we're going to make our way into Panama. Yeah. Sounds good. Let me take a look at my fuel state. I might want to pick up some fuel. Here. Where is it?
Do I need to get out of your way?
No. I'm just going to roll over you.
I use a check mark to pick up fuel.
Let's see. 50% should be good.
The greatest technological maybe ATM machines. Hey, this is magic. You just put a card in and you get cash. Wow.
Yeah. Let's take off first, because I will have to think about this, and I cannot think while trying to take off. My workload will be too high. So let's get back to the end of the runway here. Welcome back, Vinny. Flaps 20. Take off trim. Are you ready to go, Jim?
Yes, I am.
I'm sorry, Vinny. I know that you're behind me.
Yeah, I'm good. Just handling something here in the house.
Okay. So we're going to take off. You can catch up. I'm going to fly slowly. Okay. So let's go. Let's take off. What's happening? Oh, I should release the parking brake. So we're going to go to 3,000 again, I would say, so we can see something from the surroundings. We might want to change the altitude later on, but here we go. What is happening with the autopilot? Sometimes things do not work as expected. Go. Somebody posted something on the general. Yeah. Completely covered in trees. Okay. I wouldn't have expected that.
Well, even a broken clock's right twice a day, right?
Yeah. So, technological advancement, let's think about that. And during my lifetime, from the...
Yeah, but you could do it in stages too. I was just thinking about what was it when I was in high school versus into college versus...
No, I'm going to try to pick the one that really affected me the most, that affected me personally. Let's think about that. It probably was. Looking at the career that I have been pursuing so far and things that I did in my life, I would say probably the internet, the development of the internet, because that changed the way I communicated and that I did work and all that. So probably that. It's pretty easy, pretty cheesy, easy, right? But that's that's just it's pretty easy. Easy pick.
How about you, Vinny?
He's busy fixing the house.
Probably the development of affordable computers.
Mm-hmm. Personal computers.
Having been an amateur radio operator and waiting for the sunspot cycle to be able to talk to people in other countries, but also having a very keen interest in geography and all that, I think I would have to say, and because of what I did in working with satellite communications and tracking airplanes and trying to figure out what was going on at certain places in the sky and all that, I'd say GPS.
Mm-hmm. Sure. That was pretty significant as well.
Again?
Okay, Acer, what was your most significant technological change in your lifetime? Biggest impact or amazement to you?
Computers and it's kind of twofold, computers and software, because as computers advanced, I do computer work, and I do drawings on the computer also, and I also troubleshoot and will sort out software issues and problems. So I love the advancement in the computer in terms of technology, like gaming laptops or gaming machines and stuff like that. Yeah.
Speaking of software and computer programming software, I saw a thing on YouTube yesterday that I thought was fascinating. They started in 1959 and showed which computer programming language, what programming languages were most used in a bar chart as time moved forward, showing that like in the 60s and 70s, Fortran being the most favored programming language, moving to C, then now Python. It was fascinating.
Okay.
Yeah, well, but there are some. I'm not sure how involved Vinny still is with some of the older programming languages, but there's still a market for people, especially I think in the banking business, where you have, I'm not sure whether it was Fortran or COBOL, or probably both, but these languages are still being used today in some aspects, in some regards, and that's mind-blowing considering how old these languages are, but they are still relevant, and that's a good thing from my perspective, because I mean, it's of course every language has its lifetime, its life cycle, but if something stuck that long, something was right about it, and it because there was no need to change anything, obviously. Otherwise, they would have done it.
Yeah, I know COBOL, much of the avionics equipment that we supplied was programmed in COBOL, and then switching to C. I don't even know what they do now, but it's interesting because they always wanted people that could program in COBOL.
Mm. I'm not sure if this is the case, but looking at, for example, the ATM terminals, some of them in Germany still run Windows. I'm not sure, Windows 98, something like that.
Really?
Yes, you wouldn't believe. Some of the older terminals still run very old Windows versions, and frankly, I don't blame them as long as these machines are not connected to any entity to any network that where you can kind of go ahead and manipulate the computer. If it's still in a closed network and it works, there's
If
no
it ain't
need to
broke,
change things. Exactly.
don't fix it.
Hmm.
And there
Yeah,
was
we had a lot of test stations that were using, Windows 95, and but IT basically would threaten you with your life if you connected it to the internet.
Yeah, that would be a mistake, really. But if you can run computers isolated, there's no need to change the OS. I mean,
Right.
if it runs, it runs. As long as the computer runs. I'm going to switch the altitude to 5,000.
But you guys being in IT, just a lot of times it's much easier just to try to force everybody off of some of that old stuff just so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, well, it's not that easy, really. But yes, maintaining stuff is easier if everybody's is using the same system, of course. But
yeah.
So, Vinny, did you use punch cards when you were programming in college?
I did.
I did too. Do you even know what that is, Matt?
sorry, I wasn't listening. There's
Doing programming with mainframes and using punch cards to enter your program?
I saw them,
IBM
of course.
mainframes.
I know what it is, and I saw some of those cards because my older colleagues at work showed me, but I never used one of those, of course. I mean, I'm like 30 years younger, I guess. Not 20 years, but I know. I know what it is, and I know that these things existed, and I've actually touched one, but I never worked with it, of course.
Yeah, if you screwed up, you could print out a lot of paper,
Hmm.
getting in an infinite loop and not trying to get it shut down. And oh man,
And sometimes you had to wait because I mean, it's not like today where you can log in and just do stuff. You had to wait for your time window, to do your stuff. So those were different times. Lario is on Twitch. He will be lurking, don't worry, but this was kind of my job and topic: maintain old systems and change them for new. Yes, you are right. In most cases, you cannot run computers isolated anymore unless you have a grandma who has a computer in the basement who just wants to print something. Like I have, my father-in-law still has an old computer that's running Windows 95, and he just wants to go ahead and type a letter, print it out, and I'm not going to touch that system because I'm going to be in a whole lot of trouble if I want to put a different computer there and a new Windows. He's not going to. He just doesn't know how to handle it. So I'm going to let this computer sit there forever as long as it works. That's what I mean by isolated. Of course, if you have some kind of production system, it's not a good idea to not run recent OS. I would agree.
so when I was in college in the 1970s, my uncle, working for Apple Computer, gave my grandmother, his mom, an Apple III computer because he was the chief engineer on the Apple III. And all she used it for was to keep track. All she used
Jim,
it for was to
press
keep
the
track of her
button.
recipes on an Apple III. And I was like a sophomore, junior in college, and I was just thinking, "Oh man, Grandma, you should really give that computer to me."
I'm sorry, Jim. I didn't really listen. Come again. Yeah, I want to hear that
Yeah,
story.
sorry. No, in the 70s when I was in college, my uncle was working for Apple Computer,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the head engineer on the Apple III,
Mm-hmm.
and he gave my grandmother, his mother, an Apple III computer,
Mm-hmm.
and all she used it for was to type recipes and keep track of her recipes. She thought it was so cool.
Yeah, but
And
that. Yeah, go ahead.
well, and I was thinking, Grandma, I could find a lot more uses with that.
Yeah, but that's a totally valid use case. It's the same for my wife. I have a little web server running all the time, and the only thing that it's good for, I have programmed a little recipe database for my wife, just for her. It's running in a local network here, and this is the best way for me to explore things. I can. This thing has gone through so many iterations. I have used different programming language. The only thing that's never changed over the years is the actual database, the database scheme, the structure. But I did change programming languages. I did change the server software just to try out new stuff, and that's one of the longest running projects of my life, and it's fun. And I think the recipe use case is totally valid. It's a good example, really,
Well, it is. It is. And yeah, it's pretty amazing.
and it's funny. I mean, you can blow up a recipe
So,
database with all kinds of features you cannot possibly imagine. The all kinds
what
of
was the
yeah.
what was the first computer that you bought with your own? I mean, that you actually bought and purchased and utilized?
I'm gonna start. It was a 286 with 8 megahertz. Early into the 90s. I have to admit I got some of the money from my aunt. Some of it I spent myself, and some of it I was given from my aunt, and then I was able to buy this nice
Well, not
computer.
necessarily with your own money, but you know what I mean. Just the first computer that was yours,
That
that
was
you owned.
really my own. That was this 286. It was from a company called Vobis. Doesn't exist anymore in Germany, but it was a nice computer. I loved it.
How about you, Vinny?
Dude, this guy.
What's the question?
The question was, what
What's
was your first computer that you bought or that you owned for yourself?
hmm, that's tough.
I thought so.
It's probably like an 80, 86 or something, maybe even earlier than that.
And what did you do with it?
I probably played a flight simulator on it that drew in black and white with line drawings,
Mm-hmm.
probably. Something like that.
Mine was an Apple IIe. It was probably 83, 84, uh, $2,000, and I was probably making, I don't know, between 20 and 30,000 a year. And so when you think about the percentage of my annual income that I
Mm-hmm.
spent to buy it and what it could do, and what you could get now for that same percentage of your annual income, It's pretty frightening.
Yeah. Just imagining what I mean, what a little smartphone can do today compared to the first computer that I had that I was using. That was some kind of HP computer that my dad brought home from work, and I mean this thing could just display some numbers. And my dad was he was a pretty good programmer, and he programmed a little skiing game where you could just some I don't know some little figure that you would move between two sticks, doing alpine skiing, slalom, stuff like that, and on the display. And that was one of those HP computers which had the display built in to the body on the left hand side, and it was really small, like just I don't know, like one of the bigger smartphones today.
Doing that.
And it was.
Did you spend hours playing it?
Yes, of course I did. What do you think? I was cherishing every single moment that I had with this weird computer. It was awesome, and it was intimidating because I didn't know what to do with it except playing these ski games. And my dad was a what do you call it in English? Somebody who's basically what he did was analyzing blood, and he had so he was working. He was a excuse me,
medical technologist.
Yeah, something like that. I would say he was he studied chemistry, got a PhD somewhere along the way, and then also biology. And what he basically did was at a hospital, he was taking care of the laboratories. He was the leading guy in one of those labs, and he was supervising blood analysis for patients, basically. And he to assist in these analyses, he was writing computer programs, and so he was pretty good at that. And it was fascinating what you could do with from today's perspective, how much you could really do with these simple computers back then. They were not really comparable to today's technology, but still, that was impressive.
Yeah, definitely.
$140 miles to go. Let me take a look at the clock. Yeah, that should be good. We're flying.
Funny, interesting how spread out everything is around here. All the houses scattered everywhere.
You mean here in this area?
Right, right.
Simulator? Okay. We're here over the city of Heredia, or what is it called? Alajuela? Heredia? Yeah, we're not exactly flying over the city center, but it probably belongs to the, let's call it a metropolitan area. San Jose.
Yeah, San Jose's near here. We now know the way there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks nice. It's actually the scenery is pretty cool. Where is everybody? There you are, Amal, to the left. And there is Jim, but I can't see Vinny.
Yeah, and I'm not even having any technical problems or anything right now. So.
Oh, you should knock on wood right there.
Yeah.
You really shouldn't have said that out loud.
Uh-huh. That's going to be a...
You're right. You're right. You're right. So when do you think it'll be when they have totally accurate buildings, trees, and vegetation being very accurate? Because, you know, they say they have the satellite imagery that they can read license plates. I mean, when is it going to be that we're going to be able to have everything that quickly and you know, loading that fast and get to a point where it's going to be just almost looking exactly the same as if you were really flying it in a real airplane?
Never.
Probably within a year after they hand off the software development to the AI programmer.
I think this is it's not going to be an issue of programming rather than data. The sheer amount of data that you're going to need to do this might be a bit of a problem. Because now we still... Yeah, most probably. You need some kind of generative system behind all of this. Because look at what kind of data you need right here with the simulator, and that's low. That compared to the real world, this is low resolution stuff, and it's still terabytes of data. I mean, there's eventually maybe in 10 years time that you can.
Yeah, I hope I live long enough to see it. That'd be pretty cool.
I hope so
with
too.
Technology and medical knowledge advancing the way it is, I've gotten fond of a saying that I repeat frequently, which is, may we live long enough to live forever.
Yeah. I'm not sure I want to live forever.
I'd give it a shot.
Well, it depends on the circumstances, really.
You don't want to be a head in a jar?
No. Do you?
No, not really.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a challenging feat when Andromeda and the Milky Way collide.
What? This is some kind of somewhere in the future, not necessarily in a future that...
Well, if you're talking about forever, eventually Andromeda and the Milky Way are going to... The two galaxies are gravitationally bound. They'll collide where everything else is flying away from us, and we won't even be able to know what's in the rest of the universe based on dark energy, is what they say.
It's hard to me to even grasp the concept of looking beyond the next millennium, you know. But
I hear you. I hear you.
I'm not sure if that humanity even lives long enough to see the end of. I mean, the moon is eventually going to crash onto Earth, right? Some millions of years. Yeah.
It will have its way.
Mm-hmm. I'm a pessimist in that regard. I don't think that humanity is going to survive 1,000 years, even. It's advancing too quickly for its own good. But you can go ahead and be an optimist and say, oh, we're going to explore the stars and whatnot. So I like to hear the good stories.
I remember back in the 70s, I mean, they were talking about space colonies, doing, having everything in space and being able to have a whole build the infrastructure to be able to have everything you need. And you would, they'd be really huge space colonies that would have the gravitational, be able to spin fast enough to have the gravitational energy and all that kind of stuff. But I haven't heard about that since the 70s.
Well, they have been looking at the nice movie 2001. I would say that the concepts have been there quite some time. So even the idea of AGI has been there for a while. What was the name of the entity?
Hal. Wasn't it Hal?
HAL, exactly. That was some
The HAL 9000.
IBM, some kind of, was it just one letter? HAL, I, B, A, and ML, Did you get that?
I thought it was the HAL 9000.
Yeah, sure. But the HAL name was derived from IBM.
Right.
The
you just
next,
add one letter to each letter.
Yeah, the next letter in the alphabet.
Right.
Which was funny, I think.
I'm going to take a short break. I'll be back in a little bit. Hopefully the autopilot has me high enough. How high do I need to be right now?
How high are you?
I'm at, well, it depends on what I've had today. I'm at 78,000 feet about.
Yeah,
that depending on where you're headed, I would say that's probably not enough. You might need 12.5.
Okay, well, let's go to 12. I'm scratching.
Give me the 5. 12,005, and then you'll be safe.
Okay, I will.
Well, he's not going to be sitting there watching like you are, so he'd be safer at 12.5, I think.
I'm talking all the time. I cannot pay attention here. So let's.
I'm at 13. I'm going to 13 just to be safe.
Even better.
Lucky 13,000. Yeah, that hill coming up in front of us looks pretty high.
Yeah, the reason you can't see me, Matt, is because I decided to go around.
Okay.
I'm going around the mountain. I'm on the coast, and I'll probably beat you there.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Matt, have you heard of that song, She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain When She Comes?
Yes, I did, actually. I have heard it once or twice.
Well, I have to say that about Vinny. He'll be coming around the mountain when he comes.
Yeah.
Working on it right now.
You know what I was thinking about this game? That the fact that the map is so huge, there is almost limitless amount of things that we can do. People should take the opportunity to make stuff like the H145 with the action pack and stuff like that. Different stuff that we can do together. I think it's so limitless.
Yes, it is. There is, I was thinking about that it would actually be cool to have some kind of, I don't know if you know that, I'm not sure if we talk about this? You and I, Amal, and during our last flight, when I was thinking about how cool it would be if you were able to drive a car in this environment here. Because, I mean, you have the complete, you have the topography, you have the streets, you have basically everything. So
Yeah, there was a flight. There was a flight, a group flight that I did with some guys, and they were driving around a car
these
in
little
it.
buggies, right? The
Yeah,
add-on buggies, yeah. But that's not really it yet. I mean, you probably know games like the American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator,
yes,
and uh, they're trying to create a virtual replica of the American continent and all that. So they're
oh,
uh, yeah, you can basically currently they have not been able to complete the entire continent. So currently you only can drive like from I'm not sure, I from Idaho to California like that. So half of
okay,
the United States are represented in the game, and
nice.
but it would be so much more immersive if you would actually use the 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 world that exists here in the simulator, because it I mean this is the biggest possible representation of the world you can get. This is one on
Yeah,
one. That's the original scale. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you could do like a road trip from on road 66 in real time and
Mm,
explore the entire road, so the area.
yeah, yeah.
That would be pretty
The
cool.
crew too has the US, not exact to scale, but it has the entire US, which is a driving game, and you can fly, and you can go in boats also.
Yeah. I mean, yes, you're right. This is limitless. You could basically do everything with it you could possibly
Uh,
imagine. You need the physics engines, of course. Currently, I
yeah,
think there's only planes that work well, but you can probably implement all kinds of stuff. So
yeah, yeah.
I would like that.
So now they need to make stuff that we can do, other stuff that we can do together, like rescue missions and stuff like that, that
Yeah.
we can see each other doing, and group up and do that.
Hmm.
That would be nice. Yeah.
The rescue missions. Yeah. You mean some kind of persistent world where you can uh, you not a multiplayer system like we have right now where you have sessions basically, but a persistent world where you can have some kind of I don't know some kind of career and maybe your own little business inside the flight simulator, and you can
Yeah.
create buildings here, and you not need to buy some land to do it and all that. So that would be fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's also pretty. It's a pretty big, pretty tall order, I guess, because it involves a lot more infrastructure than we have right now. I guess.
Yeah.
I am sitting in this weird position here. Are you somewhere close to me? Yes, you are. Right behind me.
Yeah.
I
Right
hear.
behind you.
I hear the your engine sound. Your turbine
Yeah.
sounds right behind me. You're sucking my plane through your turbine. 106 miles to go, gentlemen. On the left-hand side, we have a what is that? A radar station on the top of the hill here. There's some. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's something that is still present in the default simulator, but there is a little tower there, a red and white striped tower. It looks a bit like a radar station. And right in front of me, I have a rainbow. Look at that. I should turn off pitot heat. We've only got 5 degrees Celsius up here. Oh, there's a little city coming up, which is called Buenos Aires. They have a couple of cities here that, which have names that that exist elsewhere. So this is not the capital of Buenos Aires. Is that Argentina? I'm not sure. It's a little.
Yeah, I think even the San Jose that we went by earlier is not the San Jose you're probably thinking of, right?
Yeah, Buenos Aires is Argentina. Jeez. That was a little, what's it called if it's, oh man. I need to look up the word. Embarrassing. There we go. Yeah, no, that was the San Jose in California. That's a different city, yes. But Buenos Aires here. Oh, it's called Buenos Aires, yes. Yeah. And San Vito de Jabba the Hutt. Was that your soundboard?
No, it wasn't me.
Oh, okay. Let's see, where's my soundboard? What kind of sounds do I have? Can you actually put in your own? Oh, yes, you can.
Oh, you absolutely can. Yeah, you can load your Discord
frickin'
server
hell.
up if you want.
I did not even know that. Oh, this is good.
Yeah, it's a newer feature, I think. But,
oh, it's
been around for a little
nice.
Well, you can put in.
You can put sounds in the soundboard on the Discord server, and I think you can give permission to everybody on the server if you want to play them.
Oh, dude, this is good. Oh, I need to absolutely enable that. Let's see that. Server profile.
Yeah, I think some of the default sounds are sounds that I had already had clips of. I was really surprised to hear them. People were like playing them back to me, and I'm thinking, oh, did you get that the same place I did? No, Discord just had them.
Server settings. Let's see. Integration, soundboard, but there is no. You can load up personalized sound reactions, blah blah blah. If you have Nitro, you can use the sounds in every single server, but I cannot see any option where you can have other people load up some sounds. Oh. Maybe I have to create a role.
I'm back. It looks like autopilot worked okay.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm not real familiar with the feature. I'm looking at it for the first time right now too. I just have been on other servers, and it was led to believe that, that the owner of the server could play sounds whenever they wanted, and they could allocate the ability to other people to do it too. But I never looked into it because I'm doing it a completely different way on my system.
Mm-hmm. See you, Lario. Nice of you to join in. Take care. Have a nice flight tomorrow.
So when do we fly over the Panama Canal?
I just got a CTD, so I guess I earned one.
Where is it? I cannot even see it. Oh, there it is. I think. There's the Panama Canal. Let's see. This should be it. I'm looking at the, if you want to take a look at the stream. There is, this should be it, right? Because there is the entrance for this. This is, what is this called? The system where you can, where you're putting ships through,
Locks?
a channel. Locks? No, I don't know if this is really it. But hi there. Who said hello?
Red, I'm trying to watch the stream. There's something wrong with the stream.
Oh, okay. I think this here should be
no, yours.
The Panama Canal, the canal, the channel. Right? Yes, I guess. Okay, but it's gonna take a while, Jim, and it's not gonna happen today, because our destination for today will be Enrique Malek, Mike Papa Delta Alpha.
Right, it looks like it might be next week because it's probably near Panama City.
Yeah, next week might be doable, absolutely.
Interesting. Joel has also disappeared, hasn't he? Yeah, just got like 70 people. Oh shit, really? Yeah. He just waited for 17.
We can hear a conversation going on in the background, Amal. I'm not sure if you want us to hear this, but
He's got voice activation
you've
on.
got an open mic here.
Switch.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was muted.
No, we did witness all the dirty details. So.
It was pretty low volume, so you don't have to worry about it.
Well, I have it on record. I need just to blow up the volume a little bit, and I'm going to be able to pick out every single word. I'm just kidding. Jim, I like your plane.
Yes.
Such a beautiful plane.
This is a very nice plane, the Kodiak. I'm glad you convinced me that I should get it.
I did?
Well, you were flying it, and I figured if Matt's flying it, I better have it.
Yeah, I guess. No, it's really nice. Even though it was not created for this version of the simulator, it still works very well.
How many of those software guys you think, why do we have to make these backward compatible? I'm just tired of doing this stuff.
Well, yeah, the world is moving forward. There's no way around that. But I know the feeling and the pains. Fortunately, most of the time I'm getting paid to do this, so I don't complain.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a pet peeve of yours that we have to be the beta testers.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I would much rather be a beta tester on a flight sim than on a real airplane.
Yeah. Especially if you're the passenger and you don't have control of anything.
True.
There is this little in the back of the Kodiak of the cargo space back there. There's this little. I'm not sure what this is. Some kind of what's the word for gitta? Dude. Some kind of net, or I need to look it up. I get mad if I don't know the words. Gitter is grid. There we go. There's some kind of grid net. Hello? What's
Is it a baggage for baggage, you think?
No, I think it might, yeah, might be something where you can put through like skis or something. Small things that you can, if they're very long, then you can put them through here. Or it's just if in case you have a dog or a cat that you can put in the back in the compartment.
Sure. Did you ever get your mouse back there to click on the fire extinguisher in the back to see what it did?
It doesn't do anything, unfortunately. I was hoping for some spectacular function in the plane, some kind of action, but it doesn't do anything.
So,
Hey guys,
Yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I am gone
You're gone.
until next time.
Okay. So nice of you to join us, Amal.
I love the flight. It was good. It was
That-
good.
That's great.
yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Take
yeah.
care.
Yep.
All
See
right,
you on
soon.
the next one.
So, Matt, I have a question on your Kodiak. See, I'm running this in VR.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you can see the exhaust pipe out of the front of the engine coming back, and it kind of blurs the visual right where you can. It's trying to simulate how the vapor looking
Yep.
through the vapor of that exhaust.
Yes.
Do you notice that?
Yes. But it's
Does
not
does it affect
perfect.
your fire extinguisher too?
What do you mean? Yes, it does.
The vapor is also coming into my airplane,
Okay.
causing the fire extinguisher to look a little, like I'm looking through a vapor when I'm looking at the fire extinguisher.
No, doesn't happen in my plane. But
It's pretty significant in VR.
okay.
No, I mean, yeah, it's just basically part of the fire extinguisher, the top of it, the handle, and that little, I don't know, the cup holder, that's all kind of vibrating around as if you're looking through exhaust vapor, but you get much further away and it's gone.
No, it doesn't happen in my plane. But what does happen is that the heat blur from the exhaust is not really perfect. You can see, if you want to take a look at the stream real quick, then you can see that there is some kind of boundary where it stops being displayed. It's close to the plane here. The heat blur doesn't really work very well. It's not precise. If you can see that here.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I'm not sure why this happens. It's also happening if I'm looking from inside the window. You get these. It just stops at some point. I mean, it's not that bad. I don't care, really. It looks nice enough. But you can turn it off, basically, Jim. If this is annoying you a whole lot, you can turn off heat blur, and then it should be gone.
I mean, if they were really going to fix it, they would fix it so that you couldn't stick your head through the side of the plane
Oh,
to look
please. Don't even get me started. But yes, they should fix the physical boundaries. But I mean, I'm even glad if they, fix the obvious stuff like the frickin' electronic flight book. That would be an advancement of epic proportions. If I could just go ahead and put in my passengers right there, right here, where it belongs. If I want to do my flight planning, I would love to be able to put in my passengers here. The number of passengers, instead of going to the airplane configuration and I have to put in 170 pounds on each of the seats, which takes like, I don't know, I hate Microsoft so much, which takes about 1 million years to do instead of just entering a number here. You know what I mean? It would be nice if this would be working properly. But I'm asking too much, I guess. There you go. Windows, heads not sticking out of the windows. This is first world problems, really. What is it with this shit software?
So you can't, when you're sitting before you fly, if you go into free flight and you bring up your electronic flight bag and you go to where you enter in your flight plan, you can't enter in a flight plan and then send it to the ATC and aircraft and get it to load up in the Kodiak?
Nope.
It's
Really?
a pretty common problem with 2020 airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, because I have no problem.
Oh,
And
dude.
you're in a 2020 aircraft, though?
Yeah, I'm using the same Kodiak he is, and I loaded in
Oh, wow.
his
I want to see that.
.pln file, and I get the whole thing in there, and then what I do is I load it in, and it brings in the whole flight plan from Alaska all the way down, and then
Yep, that's what mine does.
then I look for the place to the airport, and I enter that in as the starting airport, and then once I'm flying, or if I'm on the ground, I have to go in and edit the flight plan to get to the right airplane to go to the airport. After the airport, we take off and do a direct to, and then and from there the autopilot just continues to move on through all the rest of the airports correctly.
Why? I would like to know what exactly you do, because I mean, I have tried it in multiple ways and it never works. If I pick one of my flight plans and I want to load it into the Kodiak, it does never work. Well, it does. No, let me think. There's first of all, there's a problem that it takes forever to load. If I want to do it in flight here right now, I'm gonna do it again. I'll just try.
I wouldn't do it I never do it in flight. I always do it when I'm on the ground.
That's the only way it works. Because if I try to do this if I'm still in the overview where you select your the world view, then it doesn't even load this thing into the Garmin system. So
I do it in the cockpit all the time. So you should be, if you can do it at all, you should be able to do it in the cockpit too, while you're in flight.
But I would not expect this to have been fixed. Not really. I think it might be an issue with the plane because it's not using the.
Go up to where your flight plan is. Go to the squiggly line. There it is. Okay, then do load from 5.
I know the drill exactly.
He knows the drill.
I have done it so many times. You can. I tried so many frickin' times. Where is my flight plan? Pacific Edge. There we go. For FS20 even, I've put in some different. So now it's beginning to stutter because it's trying to put in all the waypoints one after the other, and that
Now
takes.
here, try something for me. Click the FPL button on your Garmin so that your flight plan window is popped out.
I cannot.
Before you send it to avionics.
Oh, I see. Okay. I will do.
Like in your cockpit, not in the EFB.
Yep. Let me just take a look. It seems to have all the waypoints currently. It knows them. There's a list.
So put direct to the next one, to the one that we're headed to, and see what if it just picks it up.
Now, first of all, we're going to do what Vinny said. And you said that I should hit the flight plan button here?
The FPL button on your Garmin, yeah.
I did.
So that it pops the window out so that you can see your flight plan.
Not yet.
And
I need
then,
it. Yeah.
Okay, leave it like that. Actually, do the one on the MFD, not this one.
Okay.
Pop that one back in and open it on the other display. That one's bigger.
Yep.
There you go. Now, do the send to avionics with that in view.
ATC and avionics or just avionics?
Just avionics for starters.
Okay. There we go. Didn't do anything. But what sometimes does work if I send it to ATC and avionics.
Okay.
Let's see if this works. Nope, doesn't work.
Yeah, I always pop my flight plan page out and I watch it populate, and it works every time.
Okay.
But then again, I have a 2024 aircraft, so.
It's blah, blah, blah. Well, now, performance. Profile data not available. Configure. Do I need to do something here?
I never do.
Okay. Well, my sim is stuttering now. We broke my plane. Crying out loud. Okay, Jim. You said what should I be doing?
Well, just try. So you just reloaded it? Did you reload the flight again, or you already started? You just tried to send it to ATC?
I did.
I did. Yeah. But I never have the FPL open, but I don't load it from inside the plane. I load it when I'm on the ground. When I'm set, I go to free flight, and then I bring up the EFB, and I'm not in the plane. I'm just, from the menus, and I load in. I go to free flight, then I pull up the EFB, and then I load it in and send it to ATC and the avionics, and it seems to work.
You do that before you spawn in, before you go into the sim.
Yep.
Yeah. But again, not people do have problems with 2020 aircraft for some reason.
I
I'm sure
also,
they'll fix it eventually.
yeah, but I think it might have to do something with the planes themselves, because they're not using the APIs or the framework that MFSF, MF20 something, whatever this is using. Because, I mean, some of the APIs are the connection points where you send data to the sim. They're different. Some of them. So, or the functions are different. The methods that you can use to interact with the simulator.
So, did you create and I don't remember, did you create this as a little nav map
Yes, I
flight
did.
plan and also a .pln flight
Yes.
plan? Did you, when you created did you try taking your little nav, not probably right now, but your little nav map uh, flight plan, and then you can load in 2020 scenery or 2024 scenery, and because it asked me, are you sure you want to do this? And because when I've saved the plan as a 2024 or 2020 and I don't have it matched to the right scenery, it'll prompt me if I really want to do that. Have you seen that?
Yes. Mainly, it's a problem of choosing a destination. No, a departure airport runway. I get that question. If I want to export this here, we can do this live here on the stream. Export flight plan as MFSFS 2024 plan. Right now it seems to work because I have selected a departure runway and a destination runway. But if I don't do that, if I just select an airport as a departure, then it's going to ask me, because the flight plans for MFS for 2024 are slightly different than those of 2020. But let's go ahead and export, because I just tried to load up a flight plan for 2020. Let's do this again for 2024. It should not really be a problem, but let's do it. Try it out if it works. I need to open up. Can I delete this flight plan? Reset. Yes, please do. That's convenient. Something is working. I can reset the flight plan. So where is it? There it is, 2024. Now it's going to take a while. So the simulator freezes up for a moment. There we go. All the waypoints should be in here. I'm going to send it to avionics and ATC. Let's see. Nope, doesn't work. It doesn't really matter. I mean, this is not bad. We can deal with it, but it's a bit unfortunate that it doesn't work.
I think we're supposed to be landing here pretty soon, right?
Maybe.
I'm showing 5 minutes out.
What was it? MPDA? Mike Papa?
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah.
Delta Alpha.
Yeah. 20 miles to go. Okay. Descend. Let me take a look. The active flight plan. Did I put in a procedure? No. What is the situation at the airport?
I must have jumped ahead of you guys because I'm right over the top of the airport now at 13,000 feet. I got a little descending to do.
Okay. Where is my weather tab? There we go. It says best runways for wind 22 and 22 right.
22 right is narrower. The other one is, big one for tube liners. So I figured I'd take right.
The bigger one?
No, the right one. The skinny one.
The
for
skinny
GA.
one. Okay. Let's take the right one. Straight. Yeah. Please go ahead and activate. And we're going to have to descend rather quickly here. Hello. 2,000 feet. Okay.
The other question I was going to ask you, Matt, do you ever get engine inlet NRM showing up?
All the time.
What does that mean?
It's the you can choose to have the airplane, for example, at takeoff. It's where the engine gets the air from. It's an inlet at the front of the plane, and usually for takeoff, because the Kodiak is very likely to take off from places where you have gravel or foreign object debris somewhere in front of you, and you can close down the inlet to make sure that your engine is not going to be sucking in objects. So you can close down that inlet. It's going to redirect the airflow, and if it says normal, then it's going to suck in regular air from in front of you, and then you have a setting. Let me take a look. Which one is it?
Sounds
Somewhere
like an
here.
inertial separator.
Exactly. There's this bypass setting. If you want to take a look at the stream here, this little switch over here is going to activate the bypass, and then...
Yeah, I probably won't be able to do that since I'm trying to get down to altitude in VR. And
frankly, in the simulator, it does not really matter that much because you're not going to get any FOD, but it's nice. It's a nice feature.
so do you ever have a problem with oil pressure if you overextend go too fast or anything?
Not yet.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but every once in a while I'll get it's an oil pressure warning, and then it looks like oil pressure's gone, but it doesn't seem to cause any problems.
Do you have... usually oil pressure is only an issue if I have not turned on the alternator stuff, so I guess...
I'm kind of lazy when it comes to doing cold startup.
I have that memorized almost. I can do it blindly without thinking about it, actually. This is... I have so much fun flying the Kodiak. It's just a procedure that I can do within less than a minute.
Muscle memory already.
Almost, yes. Less than a minute, I guess. I can start this thing up. It's fun.
Yeah, that was really weird where everybody was, more than some of us were getting really slow frame rates for whatever reason for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I never
Today,
was.
and then all of a sudden everything just cleared up.
Yeah, the Vinny, I don't know, something's different. You have
Servers,
floats.
maybe.
No, it's your computer. You have some special features in there. Maybe it's a quantum computer. It's showing floats, but it works nicely. Quantum entanglement.
Anyway, I'm on short final.
Happy landing. The weather is not too great.
It actually looks really cool.
You mean the weather is bad, but it looks good.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's really well modeled.
Yeah. I get it. I've got a rainbow. Again. So now I'm supposed to be at 900 feet. Let's descend.
I'm going to take the big runway just so I don't run over you.
Yeah, I was going to say, you might want to switch. There's a big yellow X over 22R. It's
Okay.
closed.
I don't mind. The Kodiak can land anywhere, even on closed runways.
I just did.
You're a rebel.
Without a cause.
Not actually with a cause. It's a good cause, what we're doing here. Turning final. Oh, it's raining. Cats and dogs.
What is your UTC time that you're getting all this rain?
I'm running on live time here, but my UTC time is 21:52. It should be the same as yours.
That is really weird because I thought I was on live and I'm not seeing any rain at all. Let me check.
It doesn't have to be identical, really, but it should be somewhere in the same ballpark. Usually, because I mean, live weather is live weather.
Right. Live time. Real time.
Mm-hmm.
Should all be the same.
Oh, I wasn't on live.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely looks like an airport that you might see in this part of the world.
Well, it also seems like, considering the name of this airport, this might actually be an airport that is also used by the military.
Could, yeah, that could be. It's interesting, the lady wasn't standing in front of me, but she directed me until I stopped.
What are
You
these?
playing the Marshall game too?
They actually seem to work.
I really liked your snakes post, Vinny, that I'd never seen that movie. That was really hilarious about the guy who was an Xbox or what. Oh, that was so funny. It's not a video game. So what actually happened that caused that much destruction in the plane before they got to the point that the guy that was a video gamer had to fly it?
It's not a video game, all right? It's a flight simulator.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact plot, but the guy that was going to land the plane was only had only ever landed a plane in a flight simulator. That's the conversation he had with the tower controller.
Guy told him to go around. He goes, "No, I don't have time to go around. Just give me clearance and I'm coming down."
You watched the whole YouTube clip. You clicked the link. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it was really funny. It was pretty much the way I landed at that one airport, Vinny. And you asked, or Matt, you asked me, "What are you trying to do, Jeff?"
Yeah.
That was pretty much, and I stopped just before I hit the hangar.
You don't have you don't have the cargo version, the cargo compartment on your belly of the plane here. You're flying naked. No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking to Jim. His version of the Kodiak does not have the sarcophagus below the plane. But other than that, it's pretty plain. I like it. No, it's spooling up again. Did you set your parking brake just to make sure? Because I'm standing in front of the plane. I'm getting butchered here. So, guys, good stuff as usual. It is close to midnight, 1 minute to go, so I should be going. We did quite well today. A lot of distance. That could have been like, I don't know, almost 400 miles, something like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think we covered some more territory than usual tonight.
Yep, and it was fun too. I cannot complain.
Always.
So, you guys have a good night, or rather, good evening. I'll go to sleep, and I won't be there on Thursday. I'm gonna go with my family, do a little bit of camping, a long weekend, and then I guess we'll see each other next week on Thursday for the next leg of this tour here.
Agreed. And
You guys are wearing the same stuff. Do you not have different avatars, or you have the same avatar?
I never consciously chose any kind of any kind of clothing or avatar. I just picked.
same here.
I just
Oh,
press.
really? Okay, so you took the default avatar. I think I might. Do I look old in mine? Do I have gray hair?
Let's see. Do you look in any way interesting? You look sick, basically. I mean, your hair is falling out.
Thank you very much.
Your hair is falling out, and you've got a bomber jacket, and you don't really look like a pilot to me. Your avatar looks not.
Well, I kind of not act like a pilot either, so that's kind of.
Yeah, we look pretty much the same, Vinny. Almost. I have a little bit of a different haircut, and your avatar is older than mine, but
to me, we all are dressed the same on my sim, but when I look at the stream, I see that Jim is casual.
He is. Okay. Look at that. It's weird stuff, really. Always something different not working or looking different. Very strange. So, guys, take care. I'll see you soon. Have a good time.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for a nice flight and setting all this up again.
Yeah, very
Hasta la vista, baby.
Hasta la vista.